Sometimes less is actually more. Thanks for watching. Today we're taking another look at the Element RC Utron with the IFS2 suspension, which is independent front suspension, and this one actually has more clearance in the front. In case you haven't seen my unboxing and running video, I suggest you take a look at that so you know what this truck is all about. A lot of varied opinions, I guess, about this body. So this is inspired by a Toyota FJ Cruiser, but then minus the back. So it's baptized Utron. People say maybe because Ute, because of an Australian truck, an Australian pickup truck. That could be, I don't know. I do know that I kind of like the body, so it's starting to grow on me. For that reason as well, I'm going to repaint it, give it my own personal touch and see how that ends up looking. This is going to be really simple, and for that reason as well, you can follow along at home and create your own custom looking, ready to run body. So ready to run body, often they're already painted from the factory, and then you end up with something that may be your cup of tea and maybe it's not your cup of tea, and sometimes with a few really simple steps you can make it look personal. That's also what we're going to do today. So I have already cut some Element RC logos that I put on the side, adding some additional graphics. So it's going to be basically one simple stripe over either side. And then I'm going to fade that a tiny bit using some classic Toyota color. So we're going to fade a yellow to an orange to a red, and then the Element logo itself is going to appear in black. We still have a tiny bit of masking ahead of us, the entire body, because we do need to make sure that we don't have any overspray on what we don't want to have painted. So I'm going to do that first, and after that we're going to paint it. Once that is completed, we're going to also add some 3D printed parts, some new wheels and tires, and it should look pretty much different from what it did when it came stock. Alright, step one is currently done, so we have painted on that fade. I'm also masking up the other side. Over here you can see that I'm masking it up so I can paint on some black, maybe even some champagne, but we will see about that. You can keep this as simple as you want. If you want to just paint on one color because you only have one color, you can do that as well. This does not require a whole lot of paint, so keep that in mind too. And also, don't be afraid to experiment, especially if you have like really no feelings towards a body. Just go and try to see what you can do to improve it, and perhaps you will actually fall in love with it after you have tweaked it a tiny bit, because sometimes it just takes those few personal touches to make a body a lot more attractive. God, it sounds really awkward. I put this body, it's gonna sound even more awkward now, I put this body in a body bag. Get him a body bag! Yeah! So I had a big plastic bag left from one of my other RC bodies, and it was perfect for me to just cut out a few openings to avoid having to mask off the entire thing with a bunch of tape and a bunch of paper. So right now this is done, so you can tell that over here it just says Element, and then the whole rest of the graphic, that's all masked off. Still need to do that on this side. After that we will continue one more stage of paint and then take all the stuff off, see how it turned out. Well, there you go, simple as can be. Some new graphics on the Element RC Utron. I chose to do it like this just because it is a bit of a stretched body. If you would compare it to a full-sized FJ Cruiser, and then having a diagonal line over here that kind of cuts over onto that utility bed really visually shortens it. Now I have a few more things to do. You can tell that I have also put on some different wheels and tires. So these are actually SSD wheels or rims, because the wheel is of course with the tire, but these are SSD rims, Toyota style rims, and I really like them. They have like a bronze finish. I have also added some closed cell foams for Class 1 tires, and these are small sized BF Goodrich tires by Proline Racing in a blue compound. And I will make sure that everything is listed in the video description box below. Also, I'll make sure that there's a link to these print files. This is from Night Customs. These are the KC highlights. So I use these on a new printer that you will see in the near future. I printed these out and I think they came out fantastic. Added some KC highlight stickers, and I will fix this to the body, make sure that that's all nice and tidy before I take it out for a spin. Also have some mirrors, some door handles, plenty of other stuff that I'm going to add to it. But for now, I think the biggest visual upgrade is that tiny bit of extra paint, and I think it really changes the appearance of the Element RC Utron. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. If you enjoyed this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Take care, bye bye.